Welcome to the show, everyone. As you all know, I like to talk to everyone within 3 feet of me, and that's exactly what we're doing here on the radio to everybody out there. I'm going to go right in with my first guest. We are live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. I have with me Ken Kilday. Ken is the owner of Leaders Cut. He is an executive coach, a business strategist. Ken, we always have to start with a little bit about yourself, obviously, what you do, and I want you to tell everybody about this academy and why you're so excited about how you've made it even easier for people to grow their businesses.
Absolutely. So, Carol, thanks for having me back, as always. I have an executive coaching business that I started about 6 years ago. I came out of corporate America working as an executive, having moved up from an entry-level position all the way up. And I really wanted to spend a lot more time with people development. That was the favorite part of every role I've ever had. And so I designed a whole coaching practice around helping entrepreneurs and leaders in general be really successful in what they do. And what's unique about my approach is I really focus on the idea that a lot of businesses understand process is important. It's important to have a method for everything that you do. But where they sometimes miss the boat is the people component. Right? They kind of factor in that people are going to leave and turn over, and they don't realize that if you combine really effective people leadership with a nice, tight, defined process that reflects your core values, you're very profitable.
Absolutely. Now, we are going to open up the lines to the audience because, Ken, you have this academy, and you want to talk a little bit about this, that we offer through me only for free.
For free.
Okay, and I want you to first... We'll reiterate that during the show. But I want you to tell a little bit about the program and all this that you have just... He has made this wonderful program, and for all of the things that you get on this, listen up, everyone. I believe everyone should be going up here and looking at this. Go ahead.
Yeah, so first of all, we offer the free ebook to everybody. So the 6 Silver Bullets You Need to Grow Any Business Fast, that's free for anyone. But if you go to makingthecut.biz and check out our resource website, you're also going to see several calculators that are also free. But we have the Silver Bullet Academy, which is a deep dive. Everything you see in the ebook, we expand on and spend a little bit of time all the way through helping you as a business owner create the success that you're looking for. So you may approach, and it's a create your own adventure, so you don't have to go in any particular sequence. It's entirely up to you how you take it.
So we have our lines open here for everyone to get this academy. You can go up onto his website. It's makingthecut.biz, and you can check out all of the different things that are on here. And when you get to the academy, which costs money, do not pay for it, because through me, you're going to get it for free. So call in here. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Talk about why it is so important for anyone that's listening that owns a business, whether we've said this a million times, whether you're just a solopreneur or whether you have, a big company, it doesn't matter. Learning and having a coach be able to coach you to be better there's nothing like it.
Right. It's most people who start businesses want to take the risk. They want to jump. But businesses have an evolution. So that's the storming phase of the creation of the business. But the rest of the phases, you have to go into a norming phase, and then ultimately you want to perform. And in order to do that, you have to continue to evolve in the business. So a lot of businesses are still in that sort of chaos mode, and they never evolve into a functional processing business with really good leadership. And that will limit just how successful you can be.
What's so great is about having you right there. It's like having you right there in the room. I've said it before. I have read his book, The 6 Silver Bullets to Grow Any Business Fast, and it's 23 minutes. If you want to read it.
23-minute read.
Right?
Yeah,
and when people, that's you reading it, for me it might take 24 and a half. Anyway, but what I wanted to talk about too is with that there's templates in there's all sorts, there's just so much that you get. But when I read it, what I got the most, and we'll lower that in a minute here for you, is that what I get out of it is I feel so connected with you, like you're there talking to me, helping me through thinking in my mind, what can I do even better, and how can I achieve
Right.
more?
Well, even as a business coach,
It
we
is
have
definitely
made
hot in
sure
here.
that we are meeting clients where they are, or prospective clients where they are, meeting business owner in whatever situation they're in. So when you start to look at the silver bullets, well, there may be a whole lot of it that you've already done, but there's going to be some aspect where you dive in and think, oh yeah, that's the thing I haven't tackled yet. And strangely enough, not so strangely enough, every single business owner usually presents with, I just don't have enough time.
We've talked to that
The
so
great
much.
equalizer.
Yeah.
And my premise is, if you learn how to manage your time effectively, since everyone has the exact same amount, that can be the competitive advantage over anyone else that is in your business space. So learning to manage time through a good, tight process, knowing who you are, getting it out of your own head and onto paper so that everyone can follow that process, is what creates the time for you to actually enjoy the business that you work so hard at.
I was talking about you a couple days ago, and so were your ears, kind of burning?
Probably.
Okay, and I was telling them how you have said many times how when people don't realize, so if you haven't gone in and done something where you look at it on paper, I think it's the equation calculator.
Profit equation calculator,
You're
yeah.
right, where, you might, it's asking you to do something and you think, well, I didn't realize, you go back and you go realize how much you already do.
Right.
That's another thing that this helps you show, that not just what you might need to do, but also how well you're already doing.
Yes. So I had a client go do this not so long ago, and she realized she's actually a pretty good closer. But she hadn't put it on paper, right? She's so busy in the day-to-day, so busy serving clients, so busy looking for new clients that she didn't realize just how effective she was. And the whole point of the profit equation calculator is to put in there the elements of your business and see that small changes and
Have a big
improved
impact.
habits, huge impact.
Huge.
So you don't need to increase, prospecting by 10%. You can increase it by 2%, and then you increase, your expense management and so on, and it has a huge impact. So that's free to everybody. You could just go there today at Making the Cut Up Is and put in some of the elements of your business, and watch, and then change it, and watch what a huge impact just one more phone call a day, one more client a month, that sort of thing, has on the business in a year's time.
Now, something I want you to talk about too really quickly before we go to a break is that you are just looking for people to be able to give this information to them. They can see what you offer, and completely to you, it's right there. But also that you don't, you're not expecting anything from them. You're
No.
not looking for, you just want, if there's a fit, if you feel there's a fit, you want them to call, and obviously at that point, they can get in touch with you, but anytime during the time they're looking at this.
As anyone goes through the material, whether on the website, whether you're inside the ebook, there's going to be links and invitations to call me, to text me, to message me, or to schedule time. So completely up to you when you want to engage, and of course, the first time you consult with me, that's on me, so that you can sort of gauge whether or not working with a coach is going to be what your business needs to reach the next level.
And when we come back, you're going to hear what makes him different too, because you've been certified where others have not. We're going to talk about that special certification you just got recently. And we've got our lines open here, and he wants everyone to go up onto makingthecut.biz and just check it out. And guess what? Where it says the Academy, and you're going to find it, you're going to love it, and you're going to say, oh, it costs money? Not through me. So all you have to do is call me. Our number here is 602-277-5369. We'll be back in just a minute. We're keeping going in here. Okay, so I do want to, I know, and he just turned it down. Can you
Turn
feel
it
it?
down, yeah.
I know, and
Man, as soon as the door closed, it's like
I know.
roasting.
yeah, he's boiling and he's dripping.
I normally don't.
No, but I'm wearing two shirts, and I'm thinking, when you said you weren't cold, you weren't hot, I really wanted to turn it down at
Oh,
that time,
I
but
thought
I
you said-
didn't, because
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought, well, they're not, so I'm
Well,
gonna.
as soon as he closed the door, it's like the air just. Anyway,
So tell us, too, what people are saying about it. Now, you've been doing this for a while now with this.
yeah, we were just talking at dinner, and the last time a client renewed again, I wasn't sure if he was gonna renew again. He said, yeah, you're like the only person I have to talk to. Because.
That's so cool, I love that, because I understand that, he's a solopreneur.
No.
Oh, no.
He has a very big company, but he can't talk to his employees about the business.
Yeah.
But he's their paycheck, right? His family, they're his family. They're like, oh, you're doing great, you're awesome. But I'm the safe space, so I understand completely how he's running the business, what his challenges are, that sort of thing, and I'm the safe space, so he can have a bad day with me, so that he doesn't have a bad day outside of that hour that we get to spend together, and it's always safe. So he needs that support, and that's what he needs.
Right, I totally understand that, and I'm the solopreneur, so I know it even more
It's
so.
it's even
Because,
lonely.
yeah, we'll talk about that, it is
Yeah.
lonely at the top, isn't it?
It's just, even with a dog, it's just lonely.
It is, they give off great energy though.
Yes, they do.
Is it a little bit better?
A little bit better, yeah. Keep it cranked.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. To get you
Here's some
family.
water.
Yeah.
So welcome back, everyone. We're talking with Ken Kilday. He's the owner of Leaders Cut. He's an executive business coach. And at the break, we were talking, and I had asked you, what are people saying about it? And I want people to hear some of the things. Go ahead.
Yeah, so people love the material that we put out, but they also like having somebody that can support them and understand what it is to run a business. And what I shared with you on the break was one of my clients who recently renewed. I said, curious, what are you getting out of it, and what is your favorite part of coaching? Why did you decide to renew? And he said, you're like the only person that I can talk to very openly about what's going on in the business. He said, everybody else have their paychecks, so I can't tell them what stresses out about it, etc.
Sure.
That's not appropriate. And he said, my spouse is my spouse, and she's going to support me, right? But that's more of a rah-rah, and I'm the safe space. I'm the person that understands the emotion behind running a business, but also understands the practical applications of leadership and how to run the actual business.
Now, we know that there's coaches out there, but not all coaches are the same.
That's right.
And I want you to explain what you've done to be, you come up to the plate.
Yeah. So, following my career in financial services, we always understood certifications are important. It's a way to communicate with people that I've done the work. And even though others can call themselves a coach, I am a professional certified coach from the International Coaching Federation, which it took me about a year to get all the 192 hours of coursework done. And then I had to sit for a credentialing exam so that I could call myself a professional certified coach. So underlying the education is a certified executive coach, certified organizational development coach, certified change management coach, and certified career coach.
Wow. Well, and congratulations, because it took you a long time to do, but it is what makes him stand out and what makes him different than most of them that are out there. What I want everybody to do is pull up on this website, and I know it's hot out, but it's great that it's hot out and you're inside, and that you can go up onto your laptop or wherever you are and sit and check out this website. It's makingthecut.biz. KILDAY'S, and when you go up there, you'll be able to see all of what he is offering to you. Tell him everything that it is. When you get to the academy, you'll see that it costs money. Do not pay for it. Do not pay for it because you're getting it from me for free. And I'm going to open up the lines to the audience for everyone to call throughout the rest of the show, 602-277-5369. Tell them again what's on there. It's awesome.
Sure, so you can sign up and get our ebook, and the 6 silver bullets. You need to go in business fast, and that's the starting place. Throughout the book, what you'll get is there's links to certain templates. I try to make everything as simple as possible. A well-run business doesn't have to be a complex business. A business plan can be 1 or 2 pages and be highly effective. So I use that philosophy in all the material that we present for business owners to support you. I invite you all the way through. Again, choose your own adventure. Start where you want. Call me if you want. Message me. I'll respond in whatever channel you reach out to me. But you'll also get, there's a scorecard in here, so you can assess what the current timeline of your own business is. Businesses go through a cycle where we start and it's very chaotic, and we're trying to create it, and then eventually you do want to progress through. And that's where you get really clear about all that stuff that was in your head of why you created the business and what your core values are. Once you start to memorialize that, then you can bring other people in that effort. Where a lot of business owners get stuck, and what the material is there to help you break through, is they become the choke point for all decisions because it's all in their own head. They know what they want to create, they know what their core values are, but they haven't ever communicated or memorialized it, so the only access point is speaking to the business owner. And then ultimately you want to scale your business, whatever that means for you, and have it produce what you intended to produce from the very start.
Now, we've got our lines open here, and we're letting everyone call throughout the rest of the show. And we want you to go up onto this website, which is makingthecut.biz. Make sure you put in .biz. And check it out. Go in there and just kind of look around, and you'll see how much you're getting. When you get to the academy, you will see that it does cost money, but it won't if you go through me. So all you have to do is call me here at the station at 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. I will also tell you too that it doesn't have to be a huge business. Everybody who owns a business, anybody that is within any type of even an executive position, in my opinion, should be going up onto this website and checking it out, because just by doing that, you're going to get something. Everybody gets something that is going to connect with them, and that's going to make them, get excited. Charge
Absolutely.
them up.
Yeah, whether you're, like you say, Carol, whether you're a solopreneur or whether you're already at 75 or 100 million in revenue or more, there's a rhythm and a cadence to running a great business, including the people component. And solopreneurs, that means you probably have contractors you're using, so you're really not all by yourself. And so these principles will still apply. If you sign up for the ebook, I'm also going to start you on the e-coaching series automatically. So you get the book, and then we'll sign you up, and you'll get an email every few days. Just put it in one of your folders and access as it goes. Every email is a component of business, whether that's hiring people or whether that's prospecting for a new business for your offer or your product, your service. Whatever it is, we're going to cover it. And then ultimately you'll get our newsletter. Again, you can stop at any point you want. If you decide it doesn't apply to you or it's not resonating with you, then you can stop that. But it's all of the content is designed to resonate with leaders of any size business.
Yeah, and I also want to say too, I realized, and I said it was hot out, right? And it's the summertime, and a lot of people have become lazy.
Yeah.
From the heat.
Taking the sun off, taking it easy.
Right, taking it easy. But you know what? That's the worst time, I think, to do that, because this is the best time for you to, even by going up there, it might give you some ideas that think, you know what, I can do that. That might change something that right now you're stuck. Because a lot of people, not everybody, but some people get stuck in the summer because they're trying to create some kind of business and keeping it, not unless you're a splash zone, or something like that.
Yeah, summer is, there's a natural, so, you know, we all come out of the gate hot in January, and we're ready to have our best year ever. And so we're super enthusiastic, and then, like you say, the heat hits, and we're just a little tired, we're losing some of our momentum. But this is the time to take a minute, decide what you're gonna change, because the fall is gonna hit, and you're gonna want that push to have a great year.
Be ahead of it. Be ahead of it. Go up onto the website. It's makingthecut.biz. You're going to see all that you get with it. You're going to love it. Also, you're going to see that the Academy is there. He wants you to call me so you can get it for free. And our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free is 1-866-536-1100. I have to ask you this, and I probably ask you every once in a while too. What is your favorite part? Well, I've got a two-parter here right now, okay? So what's the favorite part of what you do?
Oh, when the client realizes that I'm not the solution, they are. That they're the one, they had the answers the whole time. The whole, one key principle of coaching education that I took, of being a certified coach, is I'm there to create a situation where I evoke awareness, and they have that aha moment where they realize they really do have the answers. We just rearrange the action so that they get what they want in the first place.
And real quickly, for your whole academy and all of this that you've created, do you have a favorite part of it?
Yeah, I love the hiring part, because that's an element of running a business that business owners it's an afterthought. It's not a process, it's a thing they do when they lose somebody. So I love all the ways that we talk about hiring, because that's super impactful to every client I've ever worked with.
I'll tell you something, that is also so important now, because everyone says the same thing. I hear it all the time, where they say, I can't find somebody that stays, right? And so having, I'll get it out, having a, somebody that you have a process. And then when you have a process, it makes things a lot easier. Again, being ahead of it, right?
Right, and most businesses understand that we all need a marketing plan. You also have to have a hiring plan, and it is constant. You're always keeping a Rolodex, if you will, of who might be a really good fit for your organization for where you want to take it. So then it doesn't, business owners think they're starting from scratch every time they're hiring. Well, they are.
Right.
There's nothing going on until they've got an open spot.
So we've got our lines open here, and everyone is going to get this academy from me for free. So when you go up there and you see that it costs money, just call me, and I'm going to give it to you for free. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Hang tight. We're going to be back in just a minute.
Heartbreak.
What's that?
It's a heartbreak.
Yeah, heartbreak now. Yeah. So you see how fast it goes? Those were 2 15s, and you're doing one of those.
That and we have a rhythm.
Yes.
Yeah,
But it's still different every time, because it's live. Even though we have this thing down,
yeah, yeah, something pops up.
something can happen. My throat is going right now. Whatever.
I'm sweating.
Yeah.
That time I started feeling it.
It goes with what you do.
Sweating 21 sweat bullets.
I don't understand it. I think it must be the air conditioner or something.
Do you want a ginger beer?
No, I have my own little ones. I bought them. I'll never take your own, because I bought those for you.
I know, but she buys me cases of these ginger beers.
It was his birthday present.
Yeah,
Like the Trader Joe's ones?
No, I bought them at Nature's Groceries. And I went in there, and of course, when I go in there and look at this one little box, I don't want a box, and of course I'm gonna rent, and boom, it was right there in front of me. Perfect.
There you go.
Anything that we want to hit that I'm not getting.
Yeah, let's go. It's a nice piece of the hiring piece.
Okay.
People kind of get it backwards. For instance, they'll say they have an employee performance issue, and then like, all right, well, why don't we do something about it? Well, I don't have time to backfill a gym right now, right? Go ahead.
I was going to ask you about paying people properly.
Yeah, that comes up.
Does it? It has to, because I know a lot of people, and now they just changed things. The law was changed.
Sure. I mean, every business has a quirk about hiring. Sometimes it's geography.
I think it's more about money. They don't want to spend the money.
It's not always.
No?
Well, that can be a part of it. Some businesses, Costco's never had a hard time keeping people because they pay better than anybody else.
They do. And they
And
have
they keep them
great
there
employees
forever.
because of it, right?
And they have less employee theft than anyone else in the retail space.
Mm-hmm.
So, they also have more control over. They have a very specific business model that they do better than anyone because they know who they are. And that's always been a battle with shareholders because shareholders why are you paying people ahead because there's other benefits behind it.
When you know who you are, do you have to be someone like Costco? And I'm going to ask you this online if it's okay with you in air. To know who you are.
No, that's the first part of the work we do is what are your core values? And whether or not they give me 3 or 5 or 7 words, they have them. It's a matter of can we articulate it. Because once you can articulate it, then it becomes part of your hiring process.
How do you articulate that? How do you articulate how you know yourself? How do you know that?
What's important to you? Well, the way I would guide a group through it is, hey, who's an employee that you think, wow, if you could clone this person.
Okay,
Right, all right, it's Mary. Mary's like, man, if I could clone Mary, this place would blow the roof off. And then it's, okay, well, describe her. We just start whiteboarding, and it bubbles up. Eventually, we understand,
who that person is and who you're looking for.
Yeah, it's just all
That
the
makes sense.
things that are the things that make her a great ambassador for the whole place. We start to get what are the values that she's demonstrating. Those are the values. And once you have the values, then you can work over the hiring process. So the hiring process breaks because we hire the skill. John is a great whatever. He's a great marketer, but John's a a-hole, no one likes him. Well, if we start to look at the values, he doesn't share any of our values because one of them is kindness, let's say.
What's more important, though? Let me ask you this. I think I know your answer already. Of being a great marketer or being allowed to be that a-hole because you're a great marketer. What's more important for that person, for the company?
Well, it's the core value part. If kindness is part of your core values, then the a-hole's not going to fit. So then who quits because they're awful? I mean, I can share an experience of my top person, my top performer was that guy. And he was just not a fit for our organization, and I eventually performance managed him out, and all the people who used to sit by him, all of a sudden, and we were worried because I still had numbers to meet, but guess what, I got rid of that one, and then 4 more people rose to the occasion, because they enjoyed coming to work again.
Exactly, makes sense. It just makes
He was
sense.
toxic. Dr. Robert Sutton has written a book on that. He's a sociologist at Stanford. He's written organizational psychologist, sorry. He's written a whole book about the impact of just that one a-hole and what it does to everybody else.
I'll bring you on again and then I will bring this up, okay?
Okay.
So welcome back, everyone. We are talking with Ken Kilday, and he is the owner of Leaders Cut. He's an executive coach, business strategist, and he has made it easy for anyone to kind of grow their business fast, but also to come get onto his website that he has created for people. And I want you to kind of explain everything that they get for anyone that just tuned in. Because anyone who is anyone, I don't care how small, or if you're solo, or if you're huge, I think everyone should go up onto this website, check it out, because you're going to find something there that is going to help you. Go ahead.
So we designed an entire resource hub for entrepreneurs and business leaders called makingthecut.biz, so that they could get some resources and choose their own adventure, as I say. Meaning that, for example, in the ebook, we say it's the 6 silver bullets you need to grow any business fast. However, you don't have to take them in order. You may have already, as a business owner, you may have already tackled quite a few of them. So maybe you start at number 4 or 5. Depends entirely on you. And that's what we've designed the material. It's little pockets of standalone information. So you have written material, you have an e-coaching series that comes to you via your email. There's some interactive, the scorecard and the profit equation calculator are interactive, so you can evaluate what stage of business you're in, how profitable you are, what small changes can do for your overall business, and so on. And of course, we're always going to invite you to connect with me wherever it makes sense to. If that's a consultation where we do a full-blown coaching session so you can experience what that is, or a 15-minute meet and greet to see if we even click.
And the academy, which does cost money, when you go up there, you will see it costs money, but not through me. So all you have to do is call me, and I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100, and everyone will get that from me for free. And I'm going to implore anyone, please go up on the website. It's makingthecut.biz. You're going to be really happy that you did. We were talking a little bit before we went to a break about hiring phase, and I think there's different phases of that, and I want you to go ahead and start talking about that now.
Yeah, so I was talking about how most entrepreneurs in particular, and even executive leaders, often don't have an ongoing process for hiring. Meaning, in marketing, we always know we're always looking for new customers because customers leave for a variety of reasons, but even the best businesses lose some customers, so we always look for more. Well, that's true of your employees too. Sometimes your best people leave, and if we don't even start the replacement until they're gone, we're starting from scratch. The other related element of that is there's always somebody's got a performance problem, right? Somebody in your company right now is not performing, and you're thinking, yeah, they're not performing great, but I don't have time to replace them right now, so I'm just going to let it go. And two things. First of all, that can make some of your best people not want to be there, because why try that hard if you're letting some schmo underperform without any consequence? So that's one piece. But then the other element is just plain old uncertainty. And the example that I use is when I worked in corporate, one of our very best team leaders, I mean, just phenomenal human, amazing leader, tremendous production. We all got together on a Friday afternoon, saying goodnight, and he passed away over the weekend. Young person with a sudden heart attack, and we were just shocked, because that's, bad things happen to good people all the time. So you have to be ready, you have to expect the unexpected, right? You have to expect the unexpected. So there's a whole bunch of things going on there of, I'm an advocate for never letting a performance issue go unaddressed, because it just kills the rest of your team morale. And if you have somebody that is, in particular, not adhering or demonstrating your core values, the things that you say are really important to you, then it sends a really murky message to the rest of your business.
It starts at the top.
It does.
It really does. And even with your own self, a lot of people make fun of me because I'll say something, well, I work like I work for someone else. Because if I didn't, I could become pretty lazy. Anybody can, right? I got you. But it's so true though, right? And for anyone. Okay, so what else in terms of the program that you want to kind of share with the audience for now?
Sure. The other element of it is when you get into the ebook, the number one thing is the one that kind of throws people off, but it's sort of a nod towards my financial planning days, which is you start with the end in mind, right? What's the end of your business look like? Are you selling your business? Are you one of your kids going to inherit this business? What is it? What do you want to do with it? Is it just going to ultimately transition to some passive income source? We have to know those things so that we know how to design the whole business.
Now, I want to ask you, so a lot of people that are listening might be just starting a business, but what happens, let's say you've been in business for many years, and you've never thought about the end in mind?
Which is most.
Okay,
Yeah.
so is it okay, right? So what do you do at that point? I mean, now you have to refocus yourself of what am I going to do, so that again, what are your dreams? What are your thinking, right? How do you get that out of them?
Well, that's the whole mechanism of coaching is having those open conversations and guiding them through exploring that. It's sort of like when I say, hey, what are your core values? I don't know. Well, if we have the conversation, It's just not, it's subconscious, not conscious. So during the break, I explained, like, we go through a conversation. It's really great if we have a leadership team, go through the conversation together. When they say, I don't know what our core values are, I mean, we feel them, but we can't articulate them. So we always start with, all right, well, name your very best employee. Like, who are your best? And we start whiteboarding that. And it almost always coalesces around one or two people.
Ooh, that was a big word, coalesces.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sometimes I can pull that out of the air.
Go ahead.
But if I had to spell it on a whiteboard, I'm not so sure. So, it starts to bubble up. Mary's our best employee. God, if we could clone Mary, this place would be amazing. And, all right, well, what does Mary do? And we start to unpack it, and pretty soon we have maybe a couple of key words that key values
come up all the time.
that bubble up,
Mhm.
and that becomes the core value. And then we start to go down the path of, okay, well, how do you incorporate that into your hiring process?
Go ahead. Well, I was gonna say, for me, one of the things that I like the best about when I was looking at all of this is that, again, I was talking about it earlier, the profit equation, you know, because for everyone, obviously profit means the most, but I love the way that it gives you ideas, right, to what to do, what to even think about, right, even on the side, right? And I want you to talk about that, because it's a piece that's huge within this.
Sure, so this is also a way to help somebody who works in the business get up and think about working on the business. Because business owners, especially professionals, so if you think lawyer, accountant, physician, plumber, electrician, well, that's their profession, that's what they do. That is not the same as running a business.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The profession of being a physician is not the same as running a medical office.
Right.
So in medical offices, for instance, where I do a lot of work, we start to talk about the same leads and conversions and so on. But there's different components of it. There's the practice of the medicine by the physician, him or herself, but there's also the front office and there's also the back office. So now we have an ecosystem that we're working on. So when we start to think about the business as a whole, usually it's doctor-owned. The doctor can look through and understand these are all the components that she has to think about as a whole business, not just the practice of the actual medicine.
And when you work on it, because we're gonna go to break, we're gonna talk further when we come back, but when you do this, you will also see progress in yourself. It helps you even become better at being more proactive, I think, as well. And I think people should be proactive right now. Go up on that website and check it out, because you're gonna absolutely love it. It's makingthecut.biz. You get so much for it, as well as that academy, which costs money. You get it for me for free. 602-277-5369. Okay, keep on going.
Keep going.
Yeah, we got one more time. What's that?
One more thing.
I wanted to look at that again really quickly. So you also not just look about let's say, you're looking at the profit from what they had to what you've made into more?
We put in their existing, current situation,
Okay.
the past. And the calculator will work. You can put in the past, you can do a change percentage and it will calculate the rest, or you can put leads and it calculates the percentage.
Right.
So, but the whole point is, if you, first of all, do you know your numbers?
Most people don't, right?
Most don't, especially in my professionals, my medical offices. They know segments of it, but then when it gets into some of the fixed costs, for example, they can't necessarily put their finger on it. So we'll create that awareness of running the business is different than treating the patient. Treating the patient is a segment, running the business is a higher level operation.
Question, how important do you find it, because a lot of people say, well, I have somebody else that takes care of that for me, so I don't think about the numbers as much, because I let that person just write,
Sure.
But how important is it for you as a business owner to understand your numbers?
It's extremely important to understand what seat on the bus you're holding, and if that other person handles it, that means that because I'm the owner of a senior leader, then I'm still responsible for it. They might be handling my books, but I still have to understand what that means to the overall operation of the business.
Right, I think they need to know, and we know somebody who talks about numbers, but the fact is that the more you know about your numbers, the more that you can make your numbers rise,
Right.
right? Because you know what you've done. Some people don't look at that at all, they don't.
Right. Well, and
They might look at the end of the year.
they might look at the end of the year, if they see a plus sign, they're happy about it.
Mhm.
But it's digging in, so yes, our friend, she does talk about the numbers, but what she also brings is the context. What does that mean?
Right, exactly,
Right,
and that's why I'm asking
yeah.
you, because you two are using it as numbers, right, am I correct?
But it does have a story behind it.
Okay.
Yes, that's the rest of what this is doing on the website.
What's the story behind, let's say
It's telling you the overall story of behavioral change. So if I have, if I increase leads by 5%, what does that do to me at the end of the year?
And so, when you do that, what have you found when people have like 5% of leads, and you think such a small amount?
Right.
What have you seen with people, how it changes everything?
It changes everything because they realize just what a small, tiny change done every day.
And did such a big-
It's not the mountain that they thought they had to climb. It's a small thing they just add to the day. And what this does is it changes how they're using their time.
Do you think people should work every day?
No.
We're gonna talk about that. So welcome back, everyone. I love talking during the break to my clients on Facebook land and all of that, because we go into things. I mean, it also becomes even more real than you are on a daily basis here. But honestly, I love what that was your reaction to a question I'm going to bring up right now. We do have our lines open here. Let me tell you, folks. Everybody who has a business, whatever kind of business it is, really should be going up onto this website and checking it out. You're getting so much out of it just by doing it. And if you want to go to that academy and you want to do it for free, all you have to do is call me. And our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Go up onto the website. It is makingthecut.biz. So we've been talking a little bit about the profit calculator and all of that. But at the break, after we started talking and you said something, and I don't remember what the words were, but then I said, in my mind came up, do you think that people should be working every day?
No, and I'm adamant about that because working more doesn't make you better. And I don't know how many studies we have to read. The longer a physician works, the more fatigued they become, the medical outcomes are worse, the death rates increase. They're not better. More is not better. And if we kind of look at just reverse engineer that, if you look at fitness, so if you worked out 2 hours a day instead of 1 hour a day, are you going to grow? No, because an element of fitness and wellness and strength is I need to fatigue out everything and then it has to rest and rebuild. Well, we do, our minds have to do that too. So in business ownership, and owners are the worst at this, they would never ask their employees to work every day or be accessible 24/7, etc. But yet they do that to themselves, and that's not the best leader they can be. Sometimes your best business ideas, your huge aha moments, are going to be when you're out for a run, if you're a runner, whatever your getaway, your calm, your peacefulness is. That's when you're going to have some of your most amazing ideas. And as a leader, you can't be your best if you're going to push and fatigue yourself out. So I don't know, is that one day off? I don't know. Is that whatever it is, you're not, it's not better to work longer.
No, but for people that are like scared of not working longer, like me, like I feel like I have to work every day. I do work every day anyway, just because, the show is every day. But what I'm saying is that some people don't know how to let themselves have that time. So do you ever help people kind of figure out how to do a 4-day week work day instead of just taking the day off? Do you figure out how to help them make sure that they're getting more done on certain days or however? So I just
Sure.
always wonder, how do people do that?
Yeah, it's if you look at it, it's a timeless video on YouTube from Stephen Covey talking about rocks, which is time management. It's the Covey time matrix. It's timeless, it's still effective, no one's ever improved on it, and it comes out of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Covey's the best. Watch it, and he talks about the rocks. When we prioritize certain things in our life, and then we let all the other noise come in, then the big things don't have our attention, right? The relationships,